Russian soldiers are carving a path for a breakthrough into Kupiansk. They move like moles, crawling through long tunnels towards their objective. The transit takes 4 days. They surface and start hauling up ammunition. While AFU hasn't caught on to what is happening, the enemy keeps building up. At some point, they're detected. They have to react fast, find the seat point, and clear the rear.
Давайте, пацаны, стрелкутню туди и дали движение. Прием.
Bradley units are brought in. A few days later, the remnants of the Russian groups are destroyed, and the threat is removed. It all starts in the area of the settlement Lyman-Parshi. Russian troops prepare to use gas mains to slip into the rear of Kupiansk. They cut openings, bleed off the gas, and ride special carts toward Point X. At the right moment, they cut openings and come up to the surface. The troops try to anchor in houses and high-rises. Just like in those numerous videos, Russian infantry takes over the buildings. The AFU reacts quickly and sends trained teams of Humvees, Bradleys, Leopards, and other Western APCs and tanks for these kind of entries. A Humvee comes under fire from enemy infantry that slipped into the 5-story blocks and sprints into the residential area. Russian soldiers manage to damage an APC, and it stops. The AFU dismount from it and set up a defense. An enemy drone drops a grenade and destroys the APC. The AFU calls in reinforcements. A Bradley races to assist. Let's pause on this moment. Russian assault troops are in this house. The Bradley crew doesn't know it. The Russians fire an ATGM into the Bradley's rear and miss. The Bradley reaches the point and clears the residential sector, covering AFU. The enemy is in these houses. When the sector is cleared, the Bradley heads back for its infantry. They are surrounded by the enemy, roughly here. The Russians are observing the operation and queuing FPV operators. The Russian drone misses. The Bradley evacuates the soldiers. Russian soldiers keep on moving through the residential sector, but they're already in the sights of Ukrainian reconnaissance drones. An M117 arrives to pick up the remainder of the group. It rides out enemy fire, loads the team, and limps back to base after taking a hit. At this moment, a second Ukrainian Humvee loaded with explosives closes in on the 5-story building holding the enemy. It pulls up to the structure and drops off EOD techs. They haul a bomb into the basement of the building and return to the armored vehicle. Russian commanders watch all of this in a panic. The commanders relay alarming messages to Russian troops.
Джокер, стреляй! Бегите из подвала в самый конец! 4-й подъезд, пацаны, в 4-й подъезд, пожалуйста! Быстрей, пожалуйста, в 4-й подъезд все бегите!
Meanwhile, the Humvee leaves the danger zone. The explosives detonate.
Да, там я сказал, все.
Partially bringing down the building. The AFU assault groups put pressure on the enemy. Here is the Russian infantry. The AFU moves out to meet them. Shots ring out. An AFU group makes contact with the enemy. A little more, and they would have been trapped. Ukrainians try to hit the building with an RPG, but clip a tree. The decision is made to check the neighboring house for enemy SPG and to dig in until the enemy can be pushed back. A soldier checks the corner. Clear! The Russian side answers with heavy fire. The AFU can't push here yet. While one group draws fire onto itself, a second one slips into the Russians' rear. The AFU has to stay razor-focused. One of the soldiers spots the enemy and reports back. A third group advances towards the industrial zone. Scattered enemies get caught in a pincer. And then, a massive artillery barrage begins. The Russians adjust fire and try to break the encirclement. At AFU HQ, the same work is underway. The commander coordinates the groups, issuing orders. One of these groups gets into close-quarter combat with the enemy. The AFU manages to knock out an APC carrying infantry. Some of the Russians scatter, and this one is left to his fate. In this moment, he asks to be finished off. An AFU soldier fires around nearby and asks, "Scared?" This soldier will be freed from under the rubble, given aid, and later handed over to Russia.
Мы, сука, не вы, долбоёбы. Что? Где оружие, блядь? Что? Где там? Давай, прикрывай.
This is a very dangerous area. A Russian soldier could jump out from any corner. The decision is made to sweep the entire sector and clear it. Rounding the corner, an AFU soldier spots movement and opens fire. Yes, an enemy was hiding in the bathroom. Someone who could have struck from behind. He is neutralized. The Russians attempt to flee. The AFU runs into one such group. They open fire. A Russian cargo truck is stopped. It catches fire. The unit commander thinks the ammo has cooked off and orders the group to pull back immediately.
Вот так, дорогие друзья.
After a short wait, the group moves on. Further down the road, they run into another truck. It and its escort vehicle are both hit with RPGs.
Підтягуємося, чисто підтягуємося.
Closing in, the AFU confirms the Russians were trying to haul out part of the ammunition in those vehicles. The AFU routs the disoriented, caught-off-guard enemy. Now, they need to force the enemy out of the forest where part of the groups have fled to. The AFU already has precise coordinates. Assault troops head into the fight. Suppressive fire opens up. Smoke is deployed, and the assault group dismounts. The Russians answer with fierce resistance. AFU reinforcements keep arriving.
Вот это, блядь, парилочка, ёбаный в рот.
Assault groups dismount from the armored vehicles. The vehicles pull back without any losses. The clearing begins. Meter by meter, AFU pushes deeper.
Пробегайся! Реза, это вас, продвигайся, выравнивайте с нами линию.
When the assigned task is complete, APCs arrive for the assault troops and take them out. Well executed.
Покушаешь, блядь, украинской гречки.
Meanwhile, the Russians keep pushing with armor and infantry along the entire front. Ukrainian drones track the movement of Russian armored columns. There's a hum of FPVs in the air. They strike tanks and APCs. This one gets stopped and destroyed. Some armor with assault groups reach a settlement. And Ukrainian drones won't leave them alone. Groups dismount from damaged vehicles and disperse into buildings. Ukrainian artillery strikes the sector, and FPV drones hit the abandoned APCs. Another group arrives, but artillery is already adjusted in. Drones are in the sky. AFU assault troops are closing in, as is heavy armor. While drones and artillery paralyze enemy movement, tanks are rolling towards the settlement. And now they engage. They land precise shots on the buildings where the reconnaissance spotted enemy movement. Under pressure from artillery, drones, and armor, AFU assault groups enter the settlement. The Russians tried to stop the tanks with FPV drones, but it was already too late. Now, Russian infantry faces a rapid assault by the Storm Group. Ukrainian soldiers display top-tier military craft. The commander points out the direction of the group's movement. AFU closes on the building in one push. First, grenades, then entry. Every corner, every doorway, any cover is raked. The result? The enemy is broken. The 3rd Army Corps showcases its progress in liberating the Kharkiv region. They also face situations of fierce enemy resistance. But they too managed to turn the battle and clear their sector. Russian infiltration into the outskirts of Kupiansk via pipelines is the 3rd successful Russian operation of this kind. The first, in February of 2024 in Avdiivka, when 150 Russian soldiers crawled 2 kilometers and surfaced in the Ukrainian rear. The second, March 2025 in Sudza. According to Russian claims, the route into the rear took 14 days. 3 times the Russians pulled off the same tactic. What might this be? Military skill? Brilliance? Or a shortfall in Ukrainian command? Share your thoughts in the comments down below.